Yo, what is up, everybody? Welcome back to another Tropics update. I hope you like the new intro I just put in actually a couple hours ago. So hopefully that went smooth. But Tropical Depression 13 and 14 have officially formed in the Atlantic, as well as now a 40% chance of the wave that is coming off the coast of Africa right as we speak. And that is about it for the invest at the moment, and it also has a 20% chance of forming within 2 days, but it will likely happen within the 5-day period. Here we are looking at using tropical tidbits. We're looking at the Tropical Depression 14 tracks. I don't know why 13 is not in there, but it is not. You can see the cone has it going anywhere from the edge of New Orleans to basically the edge of South Texas. So a big cone of uncertainty right now. Let's say we got a couple track guidance spaghetti models here. These spread from the more northeastern coast of Texas all the way into Mobile and Pensacola area, but there's a good majority focusing it on Louisiana, as well as this GEFS track that has the main center, like the main tracks going. I think that's about Corpus Christi area in Texas there, but the models stretch all the way down here in Mexico to all the way up to around Biloxi, Mississippi. Then we have our CMC in symbols here. We have the farthest one to the east has it going into about Panama City area, and we have another one that shows it curving off into Mexico, but the main track guidance has it going right for the Louisiana-Texas border. So we have a very large area of where this could go. Our intensity tracks put one model up just barely to Category 2 strength. Majority have this thing making moderate to relatively strong tropical storm. Still have a good bit of models that are under tropical storm strength, but we actually have 2 that are Category 1. So really 3 models that have it going Category 1 or higher. That's all they have out right now for. Actually, sorry, I just realized that they put this in here. They updated the webpage, so you have to select which storm you want to look at. It's a little different than it used to be. Here's the track guidance for Depression 13. The last one we just looked at was 14, but Depression 13, the current track guidance, I think they updated it to, they're expecting it to become a hurricane north of Cuba, and it looks about southwest of Marshall Islands and south of the Florida Peninsula. Track has it crossing just south of the Florida Peninsula around the Keys area, and then kind of curving a little bit north, just a tad bit, and I'm not sure it's going to turn anymore at all. That's why we're going to now look at the spaghetti models that will give us the full bend of the storm. So we'll start with our model track guidance that has all of the of our models into a center circulation spaghetti model. Majority of these actually have it going over land, over the tip of the Florida Peninsula, and there's a good bit of it going over like West Palm Beach area. One of them has it hooking just on the coast. That's not a very good scenario. Bad storm surge setup there. But that curves off and then even strikes North Carolina's coast. So that is the GEMI that's saying that. It's kind of one of the outliers of the models, but we also have another outlier that puts this thing just, let's see, at hour 120, it puts it south of Destin, Florida. So we do have, I think that's about 3 models that have it tracking into the panhandle of Florida. So that is from the model track guidance right there. GFS and symbols. Again, we have that same setup that the model track guidance put on there. Just grazes the east coast of Florida Peninsula. This one doesn't have it center going directly over North Carolina, but that does not mean there won't be any impacts. GFS puts this about going to the Pensacola area as a 993 millibar system. But we also have a track that puts this thing into a little bit west of New Orleans. So, but the main majority of the models spread from about New Orleans to Pensacola or Panama City area. And that is the GFS tracks. Now look at the CMC and symbols. CMC wants to put this mainly for the east coast of Florida, but as you can see, we have a mass majority. It's about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 or 7 models having it going from Louisiana to Apalachicola area as a relatively strong hurricane or tropical storm. Our intensity guidance here has us. We have one, the CTC2 model, spiking it at Cat 3. We have the HWFI putting it at Cat 2. Then we have about, what is that? About 3 models for Cat 1. Still big majority of them for tropical storm strength. But we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 or 8 models. Actually, 9 models putting it Cat 1 or higher. So this storm is likely to strengthen to a hurricane as they predict. So both of these, 13 and 14, need to be watched very closely. And now we're on to our models, starting with the GFS. I'm going to start leaving it on the full U.S. sector just because it gives you a little bit zoomed in area, or I could start putting it on the south east. I think that's what I'll do. That'll look a little better. Start putting on the southeast sector view. Let's see. Again, I've said this about every stream. Tropical Tidbits has been really slow with loading data, especially since Tropical Storm Cristobal. So something new with the data processing has slowed it down. That's just my assumption, but it takes a little bit to get to the models, and it gets kind of frustrating, so bear with me here. Now I'll go ahead and drag it out to 6 or 54 hours out, just so we don't have to load data that doesn't show anything. Why did it just skip over 54? Okay, 60 and 66 have loaded up. That is 13 down there. Actually, that is 14 that you see just on the edge of the model screen right there. Let's see, we can go ahead and go up to 84. 14 at hour 90 has it at about tropical storm strength, very unorganized, as well as 13 at tropical storm strength with a pretty big wind field on it. Still unorganized, not a close, or it's not quite closed. But then we have 14 at hour 108, putting this at a 994, very strong tropical storm. And it has the center of 14 going over the very south Florida Peninsula. It looks like it expects both 13 and 14 to make landfall as a tropical storm, but 13 skips out back into the Gulf, and it's forecast from the GFS to strengthen to about Category 1 strength and then make landfall again near Tallahassee. So that is about it. Let's see if we can get anything from the other invest, or the other invest that's coming off the coast of Africa. I don't think it's included in the GFS right now. I might be wrong. I don't know how fast it's moving or how fast the models think it's going to move. So doesn't look like anything. I'm just going to kind of put it on the last hour of the model. Still got a couple more models to go through. Hopefully this loading thing will get fixed soon. Nothing on the last hours of the GFS model. Let's run it back to 48 from the European model, UCMFW. Okay, we only got 1 hour loaded up for some reason. Okay, there's 14 at 9, what is that, 987, very low, low pressure tropical storm there. The next hour at 120 puts it as a depression before landfall in around Texas and Louisiana. Actually, it puts it about Corpus Christi. I don't think it does not show 13 forming. It only shows sorry, I'm not sure if I just messed that up or not. I'm just going to repeat. It does not show 13 forming, but it shows 14 forming. These numbers are mixing me up. Okay, now we have the CMC, running it back again to hour 54. Wish it would load a little faster. Okay. Nothing as far as the 60 hours, but on 66 we have just the edge of what looks to be a tropical storm. Big wind field. Okay, this is our 13 right here. Has us as a 993 millibar, Category 1, looks to be, maybe 2. Making landfall as a 985, probably Category 2 hurricane here, and then just like the other models, it skips back over into the Gulf. Not back, it actually first time entering the Gulf there, and then making landfall between Apalachicola, Panama, and Tallahassee. It does not show 14 really doing anything. It shows it just dying out in the very southern Gulf area. That's it with the CMC. We'll take a look at the NavGem. NavGem and CMC, they've been kind of the best models so far, but GFS is starting to catch up with us. By the way, if you're enjoying my stream, sorry for stuttering. I'm just trying to get through this. I got some stuff to do. But if you're enjoying the stream, make sure to like. If you are new, subscribe. Definitely more updates coming at around 2:30 every day. And possibly if new data changes, then we get an update at 9 or 10. So for updates, put the notification bell on too. Okay, now we're going to look at the NavGem. Let's see. NavGem's been showing them about the same place. relatively, but it has 14 at hour 108 as a tropical storm nearing Louisiana, and it shows 14 just kind of, or it shows 13 just very weak system. Got two more models after this, the HMON and the HWRFP. Okay, so it shows it making landfall west of New Orleans as a very, very strong tropical storm nearing Category 1 strength, but of course it does not have time to make that. And it shows 13 hooking the East Coast on its whole trip, so. I believe once 13 weekends, it's going to pull 14 kind of towards it just a little bit. I think you could actually see that, and yeah, you can see that just a little bit in the last models. Sorry about that. We'll go to the HWRFP. Look at 13L. That's the only one available on HWRFP. Sorry. Jeez. Drop it back to little hours out. Waiting for it to load up here. Okay. It has it nearing the Marshall Islands as a 986 at 87 hours from now. 955 over the Marshall Islands. Max winds of 120 miles an hour. Nearing Florida, it seems to weaken up as it goes over the Marshall Islands to a 959 millibar. Then it strengthens just before hitting the coast as a 954 millibar hurricane. Of course, as it goes over land, we weaken just a little bit, but it's going to skip the coast and go back down to a 978 millibar. So that is it from the HWRP. It does not show 14 forming. Look at the HMON for both 13 and 14. Right now, this is 13. It shows. Let's go back a few more hours. Okay, that's the Marshall Islands. It's over as a 982 millibar. Now at 96 hours out from now. I'm gonna let that load up. Okay. Here it is over the Marshall Islands. It does not seem to, from the HMON, it does not seem to lose strength over the Marshall Islands, but it goes down to a 972 millibar hurricane. Then, as it passes over the islands, nearing the South Florida Peninsula, it goes to a 966 millibar with 125 knot winds. Then even goes a little bit lower to a 959, but loses some wind strength there. Makes landfall as a 957, and almost it goes back over the center goes back over into just off the coast of the western Florida coastal area into the Gulf of Mexico, and then the last few frames from the model kind of has it hooking back out or heading back out to sea. So that is about it from all the models for now. Of course, like I said, we'll be doing more updates at 2:30 about every day. Sometimes I do miss the updates, or I'll be a little bit late. But if anything new happens between now and 9 or 10, then there will be an update around 9 and 10 o'clock. Otherwise, I'll see you guys tomorrow at 2:30, unless severe weather happens locally in my area or in the U.S. and I feel like streaming. So, thank y'all for watching. Like, subscribe. Yeah, see you in the next video.